I just got the most recent version of Photoshop, which is the 2020 version, and decided, well, first the tutorial popped up when I first opened it, so I decided to go through it. They ask if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced at Photoshop, and I think I'm probably say I'm intermediate. There's a lot of things I don't know. I mostly use what I do for my art business. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and start going through the basic tutorials and just wanted to share a couple of those with you. So in this one, they're just basically showing you about the layers. And so it's hard to see because I have this really small right now. I'm recording the voice as a voiceover afterwards. But basically, you're just going through, it'll take you step by step and show you how Photoshop works. And it's really nice because you just go, it'll direct you to you see the blue floating screen, and that'll tell you what to click on, and it gives you tips and ideas. So this is just the very first tutorial, and we're just learning about layers. So they have all these layers in here, and I just moved the astronaut over, and now this up here. I can't even see, it's so tiny on my iMovie screen. Okay, we're going to change Jupiter now. So we clicked on the Jupiter layer, and we're going to change the color of Jupiter. Okay. And then all these other layers, I was able to go around and move things, drag them around the picture. Okay, now this is the first layer, the bedroom again. We have that back on by putting the eye icon. And so when you take the eye icon off, that layer is no longer visible. Okay, so this was something new for me, was the spot healing tool, which looks like a band-aid. So you just basically make your cursor, make the circle smaller, and then we just cover over the items that we want to heal, and it'll kind of just blend it into the surrounding area, which is nice because I used to only use the clone tool, but that's a lot more steps involved than the self-healing tool. So we're changing the size, and you can change the hardness of the edges as well. Which would be good for, like, if you see the areas where the light changes, so you'd want a softer edge there so you don't end up with like a circle imprint on your picture. I think there's kind of one, you can kind of see where I healed in the light area that's kind of close to the dark area. All right. Okay, I'm not going to do all of those. Okay, so I think now I'm going to click on next. We'll try the next step. Okay, so we're going to drag a picture. It shows you how to embed a picture. I think this is, I can't even read that. That's what I'm assuming this is. So I did a screen recording with my QuickTime player on my Mac, but now that I have iMovies, this is like a thumbnail, and so I can't read any of the words here. Oh, I'm trying to drag a picture in, yeah, to embed it. But that's not my picture, so I'm going to open up Dropbox, I think, and just grab a picture of my own, that's my own copyrighted material. Okay, so now you just grab the corner to pull it or push it to make it the size you want. It's still too big, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. Awesome. So the last step of this material is just to turn off the edge adjuster by hitting enter on your keyboard. Okay, so that tutorial is done, and I'll just do one more real quick, but there's a lot of different ones. I'm gonna do more, so maybe I'll do some more videos showing the other tutorials. This one's kind of nice. It's a collage. So this is just an introductory, and then there's so many things you can do with a collage, but we'll just get started here. So again, we have the 3 layers here. So you can change the order of the layers. It's going to show like by dragging the second layer down below, it'll change the order of the pictures on the collage. All right, now we're gonna embed in our own photo. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I was confused. I was just reading a bunch of the directions right here. I was trying to figure out what it wanted me to open, but this is correct. It wants me to go down to place embedded. Yeah, file, place embedded. Okay, so let's just grab a picture, a file that I have on my computer. And I just dragged it in. And as you can see, it's so big. So we're going to grab a corner and just shrink it down. And it's resting underneath another layer. And on top of, so it's underneath the top picture and below the bottom picture. So now we're going to it's teaching us how we can change the size of each of the pictures. And of course I could add more pictures if I want. So once you get these basics down, it even suggests going back and doing this from scratch with all of your own pictures. And so I'll probably experiment with this a little bit more. You know, the very first Photoshop I had just had a collage template or two, and they were kind of cheesy, and like one of them that looked like scattered pictures all over the floor, but you couldn't really adjust it. So this is kind of nice.